All right. So today we are going to study about the purification of water. So in the general purification of water, there are three major steps. The first is storage, second filtration, and the third is disinfection. So I will give you a brief about the storage of water. So basically, what we do in storage is that we first of all take water from its sources like the river or any stream, and then we store it in artificial reservoirs. And in storage there is natural purification of water by all the three methods, that is physical, chemical, as well as biological. In physical, because of the presence of sunlight, there first of all there is sedimentation, so most of the suspended impurities gets settled down within 24 hours because of the action of gravity. Another thing is that because of the presence penetration of sunlight, there is also filtration. In chemical method, certain bacteria, they also oxidize the organic matter present in it. And in biological, the the amount of pathogenic bacteria that are present in the impure water also gets reduced. So nearly 90% of the total amount of it gets total amount of impurities get reduced after 5 to 7 days of storage. And in general, the water to be treated is to be stored for about 10 to 15 days. Talking about filtration, in filtration there are two processes that we can see here: the rapid sand filters and slow sand filters. Today in this lecture we will be talking about rapid sand filters. The rapid sand filters are of two type: one is gravity and another is pressure. So a brief about the rapid sand filter is given here. So this is the river. Okay, from river, this is the source of water which contains a lots of impurities, and we have to make it suitable for the use. So what we do, there are certain steps that we go through. The first is coagulation. So here you can see coagulation. What we do is that we fetch water from the river and then we mix alum, nearly 5 to 40 milligram depending upon the different physical properties of water, uh, its pH and other things. So the next thing is rapid mixing. After adding this alum to it, it is mixed very rapidly for few minutes, and then the process comes, that is coagulation, sorry, flocculation. In this, there is slow and gentle stirring of this overall uh, water mixed with alum, and it is done for nearly 30 minutes, and the rate of revolution is about 2 to 4 rpm. Okay, so this is basically done to mix the overall alum in the water. So after this there is formation of a thick copious white flocculate flock precipitate, which precipitates in the form of aluminum hydroxide. So coming to the next slide. Okay, so the next step in this is sedimentation. Then after this, in the previous image you can see that the water is then taken to a sedimentation tank, and inside that sedimentation is basically done. So this sedimentation is done for 2 to 6 hours, and then after this sedimentation the flock from the above is removed and the water is taken into a rapid sand filter. So this is the diagram of a rapid sand filter. From here the water enters the rapid sand filter. This is overall the tank. So the upper column is of water. It is about 1 to 1.5 meter in height. The water head over this layer of finely fine sand, and which is about 1 meter in height, and 30 to 40 centimeter of gravel. Below that there are tiles also. So this comes in filtration. Some of the things that we have to remember: the surface, it consists of a standard rapid sand filter. It has a surface of 80 to 90 meter, and the sand part, as per what I had said, the size of the sand particle is 0.4 to 0.7. This is the difference between the rapid sand filter and the slow sand filter. And the filtration rate is 5 to 15 meter cube per meter square per hour. And flock deposit on the sand bed, yes, this is very important thing. When because of the gravity, this water it moves downward, and the flock, that some of the flock that came into this filter out after the sedimentation tank, it start getting deposited over the sand particles, and it forms a organic component that consists of diatom, algae, a meshwork of all these things, which is helpful in the biological filtration of water also. So there is mechanical, there is biological filtration also. So after this, the water comes into the lower portion from where it is taken out uh, for the disinfection and then for use. So there is one more thing, because of its use every 6 to 7 day or weekly or sometimes daily, this needs to get cleaned up, because there is deposition of these flocks and other slimy material over the sand portion. So how do we do it? It is by backwashing. Okay, so in this backwashing we simply backflow the water throughout the area of it until the color of the water changes to be normal. Okay, so it takes nearly 15 minutes, and after that we can reuse it. So this is all about this. Thank you.